Happy International Women's Day. Today, March the 8th, is the day to celebrate all the brave women out there in the world, all women, everyone at their level. Mankind is half men and half women, and we can't survive without each other, can we? We need both men and women. But it's such a sad fact that girls don't count as much as the men, and they don't get the education. Of the world's 750 million illiterates, most of them are girls and women. It's a sad fact. And I myself, I'm a privileged person. I was born soon after the Second World War ended in Europe, and in a country that was really thriving, starting to thrive right after the war. We had not been into the war for real. And I had parents who said to me that I could do anything, and my sister and my brothers could do anything. It was possible for anybody to do anything. It didn't have to do with the sex. And this was the time of the youth liberation movement of 1968, and it was a very thriving women's liberation movement going on. And we could study and we could work just like the men, at least on the surface. So now, 50 years later, it should be very equal, wouldn't it? Would be perfect, right? But no, the Me Too movement that happened last fall really showed that we have still a long way to go, even in such an emancipated country as Sweden. So the work must go on. And fortunately, we have a few really, really brave women out there who had led the way for all of us. And now I'm not talking about Sweden, I'm talking about globally. We have, of course, opera. She is from my age generation, and she is a black woman who did not only fight the poverty that she grew up in, she has also had to fight the racial war and also the women's war. And she has, after her very tough childhood, she has become one of the biggest celebrities ever in the world. And she is a really, really good influencer in this. And on the other end of the lifespan, we have this little young girl, Malala, who was born in Pakistan. And that's a country where girls don't really count. They're not supposed to study. And at an early age of 11 or around 12, she started to fight against the Taliban, who were ruling a lot at that time, because she thought they took away her right to study, and she took away the right for all girls to study. So she had great support from her family. And she was not really brought up in poverty, but in hard conditions. And anyway, she eventually, because of her fight against the Taliban, she got shot by them, and in the brain, actually. And I don't know how it could happen, but she was so lucky because she survived, and she has continued her work and done it in such a good way that she even got the Nobel Prize a Nobel Prize for Peace a couple of years ago, and she is still fighting. And there are, of course, a lot of others brave ladies out there who has stood up for mankind, for womankind, and and women's rights. And you have like Madonna, we have Emma Watson, just to mention a couple. There are many, many more, of course. What does all this have to do with you as a business leader? Can you guess? It has everything to do. None of these women were born into to the role that they have played. They have come there because they saw a need, and they didn't stand back for the difficulties, and they saw the need and they wanted to do something, and they did. When I see what these people have in common as role models for women's rights and for the rights of other inequalities that they have been fighting, I can see that the common things are continuity, it's persistence, and it's a positive mindset. It is possible. And when they see a block in the way for what they're doing, they'll find another way. And they also do a lot of cooperation with other people. They ask, and they just don't stop because there is a block. They don't stop. They find another way. And these are all very simple, in a way, very simple and easy to apply principles that you can use in your everyday leadership as a woman leader. You can use the continuity, see that you never stop. You can see the persistence, and you can have a positive attitude and mindset. And you can help, you can ask for help, you can help others, and cooperations do really benefit everyone if you do it in the right way. Most of us are never going to be celebrities like Oprah or Malala, but everyone can contribute in the small to a good and much better world for everybody, both men and women, because we still need each other. It's not a fight against men, this is a fight for women, for women's rights to an equal world, to equal rights. So happy International Women's Day, and you do go and find groups where you can work together. You can find masterminds. In most areas of work there are groups where you can mastermind one way or the other. You can go to retreats where you meet other women with the same knowledge, with the same search for knowledge that you have, and you can learn from each other and you can help each other. So there are a lot of possibilities, and we have to keep working until we find the equal society. And if you need help to get started with this, you want someone to discuss with, then you can just click the link and we will have a short chat for free where I can help you see what your needs are. And also, if you have friends or colleagues that you think would need this kind of information, feel free to share the link to this video with them. So happy International Women's Day once again.